How we doing? It is yet another High Tide Imbibe. I'm here with another beer from Tatamagouche. Kind of a running theme as of late since I've been doing so many beer mails or beer orders. Beer mail, old terminology from old beer tubing habits that die hard. But yeah, we have the biggest beer I've had from Tatamagouche, and I think maybe it is their biggest beer they do, really. This is the Giantess Barley Wine right here. 10.3% alcohol by volume. We are going to go on the website because there is a spiel on here. And I do not have a vintage date on this, but I'm assuming it's 2023. I'm assuming they kind of go through it like they've done it several years now, I guess. So I'm gonna assume it's 2023. It's the latest vintage. Let's share the screen here. So here we go. Giantess Barley Wine, $12 for $6.50. Water, malt, hops, yeast. It says Giantess Barley Wine is named after Tatamagouche's local giantess, Anna Swan. An American barley wine, the Giantess has a great balance between hops and malt. It's got Chinook, Cascade, and Centennial hops, so they're going for a more traditional West Coasty American style barley wine here. Like they say, American barley wine. So it's gonna. I'm expecting it to be kind of a little bit dank. This brew is high. I don't need tasting notes. Beer is ready to drink and will age well. The longer it's aged, less hop character will be evident, melding into a very balanced beer. Gold medal winner in the 2016 Canadian Brewing Awards, silver at the 2018, and bronze at the 2021. And yeah. So like I said, most likely 2023. So I'm guessing this is about a year old. Let's see what we think. So American barley wines generally are hoppier than, say, their British counterparts, which will have all kinds of fruit flavors, marmalade, caramel, sugary notes. The American ones will have that too, but there usually will be a very strong, pronounced hop character as well to them. So that's usually, and honestly, that is proven to be pretty much a constant throughout the years I've been reviewing beers. The American version of something else, usually a bit hoppier. That's usually how you tell. So looking at it here, it looks kind of ruby red on the camera. So actually it looks a little better on camera than it looks in real life. It's actually got kind of from tones of a light gravy to kind of an amberish kind of color as you get down closer to where the light's coming through better. It's very murky. Honestly, very classic barley wine color, honestly, because you got a big malty beer here. It's usually pretty, it's usually unfiltered, usually pretty murky, usually pretty thick. And the color is usually somewhere from amber to gravy. Is kind of what you expect from a barley wine. And, some of them get ruby red as it appears on the camera here, like I was saying. But generally, this is kind of the color you come to expect from these. I haven't had a shit ton of barley wines in my life, but I've had a few under my belt. And, big British ales that kind of fall into that barley wine kind of subcategory, like they're either distant cousins or just barley wines by a different name, like old ale, stock ale, whatever the fuck. So many different terms used, but pretty much just describing the same thing. A big malty ale that can be aged. So yeah, we're going to go to the aroma here. And here I go. swirling it and spilling a little bit on myself. That's good. A little. It smells good, so at least I'm going to smell a little good. Mm. It does have that sugary caramel note. Kind of Werther's Original butterscotch is another way. It would be another way of saying it. I can get a little bit of hops out of this. Like I said, I expect that this is probably the 2023 vintage. And so I'd expect the hops to be a little bit faded at this point. I'm still getting like the ghost of those sort of Centennial Chinook thing going on there, that West Coast thing, that little bit of dankness, that pine. Very yeah, it's in the background, but it's there. There is a strong little ghost of like pine, dank West Coast kind of thing that you usually get from like a West Coast IPA. This pretty much, it's not necessarily as intense as some I've had, but as far as like recapturing an American barley wine in its aroma, it's pretty spot on. It's pretty much got all the notes you come to expect from that sort of thing. If anything, this has melded, as they said in the description, a little bit, having like sat around for a year. It might not even be a year. They might have did this late in 2023 too. I don't know when they brew these. I should have like tried to contact someone from Tatamagouche and ask them, hey, when do you brew these? When, how long are these sitting, as they're sitting in your store or whatever, and people are ordering them online? Like how long have these been around? Because if this was brewed early 2023, it's still got enough of a strong like hop note to it that it's like, okay, pretty good. Cheers. We're going right to the taste. Oh, yeah, that's good. It's a bit sticky. It's medium bodied. So already, bing, 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 barley wine. The nose translates pretty much right to the taste. Right up front, you get this big blast of malt character, the mouthfeel, and the hops just blowing through. You get the sweetness from the malt. You get like the like I was saying, that sort of butterscotchy caramel kind of taste, but a little bit sugarier than you would expect. I'm not saying it's cloyingly sweet or anything like that, but it does have that kind of sugary note to it. And it balances with the hops. The hops very much this big, like almost pine tar, like just fresh green vegetal, piney, dank kind of fucking hop character. Not super aggressively hoppy, like where it's super bitter or super drying. In the finish, you get a little bit of dryness. You always kind of like have to debate how much of that is from the hops, how much of that is from the alcohol astringency. I'm barely getting the alcohol in this. Like, it's well masked, 10.3%, pretty well masked. Mm. A little bit of a citric kind of fruitiness on the edges. Generally, you would equate that with that kind of orange marmalade character. I know there's some people out there who don't like that as a tasting note for barley wine, but it is one. And it's just on the fringes. Just on the fringes. There's enough complexity here. It's hitting enough of the notes that a traditional, both a traditional British barley wine, honestly, and an American barley wine kind of have in common. But, you know, it's obviously distinctly American barley wine in its style. It's very well balanced at this point. I don't know how it comes off super fresh, but like I said, this is probably pretty, you know, it's at least had a few months in age at this point. I'm guessing. Like I'm if someone from Tatamagouche sees this, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this was from 2023, because it just feels like it's had some age on it and it's blended fairly well. There's a lot of little nuances here. It's balanced super well, like I said, and I really liked it. I mean, I really like it as I'm drinking it right now. We got CB Fall in the chat saying, absolutely fantastic review, Lee. Thank you very much, sir. As always, appreciate your comments. Hope you're doing well tonight. Yeah, I like this a lot. I don't know what I was expecting either. I'm pretty sure that before I decided to even buy this, I kind of like casually looked at ratings for this. And I'm pretty sure I saw some like 2023 reviews of this beer, and they're all kind of like mid. They're all kind of like, it hits all the notes, but it's, you know, very behind its time. Like it's such an old dead style or whatever the fuck. I'm like, fuck that shit. Get your head out of your ass. All these people out there, like, they're just chasing the whales or whatever. Where this would have been, had this been made in like 1999 or something like that, this would have been like a whale. Probably it would have been something people would want to chase. Now it's just, you know, oh, you make a barley wine, isn't that cute? That's kind of the attitude I feel like at times. But this is a really good one. There's nothing wrong with it. It holds up as a good beer in like 1999 and now, as far as I'm concerned. The style is a great style, and if you do it right, it's a great beer. And honestly, you should value it more, because not a lot of people necessarily do these all the time. They're always, you know, they're looking for the new hot thing. They're looking for the new sour or New England style IPA or whatever that has literally no beer taste to it, or like what the fuck? This is a great, just, it's a beer. It's a great representation of a classic beer style. So I gotta give it points. Tatamagouche hitting it out of the park again. It's a dangerous one though. Like I said, it masks its alcohol pretty well. The Giantess barley wine. And CB Fall says he's doing great. That's excellent. Good to hear. Style-wise, okay, so I've had better barley wines, but I mean, like I said, this is a really good example of like an American-style barley wine. It hits all the notes it needs to hit. It doesn't do anything super exceptional with it, but it does a really good job. So I gotta give it an 8. I gotta sit it at an 8. I think it's really good. My own personal preference, I'm gonna probably hit it to an 8.5, maybe even a 9. We'll just say 8.5 to be safe. I would definitely buy it again. I probably will, honestly. I still get another bottle of it. I don't know if I'm gonna sit on it or I probably won't. I'll probably order some more bottles of this, and maybe I'll age a beer again. Maybe I'll do that again. Maybe I'll put one of these in the cellar. That might be fun. Although I definitely need to follow up with someone from Tatamagouche and get hopefully get a confirmation on when this was bottled, so I can track where I am with it, if I do decide to like age one or two of these in the cellar. Because they don't put a bottle on date on here that I saw anywhere, unless I missed it. They don't have it, which is unfortunate. You should do that. Breweries should do that. Tatamagouche is a really good brewery. They should do that. Just saying. But yeah, 8 for style, 8.5 for personal preference. Their barley wine is excellent. It's worth the $12. I'm going to be sipping on this for a while. I have one more beer to do tonight. I would guess I'll be back in like an hour's time or something to do that. Because I do want to sit on this one for a little bit, and I don't want to drink it too quickly. 10.3% alcohol by volume. I don't want to plow through it super quick. I'm not a young man anymore. So yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back, like I said, about an hour or so. I got one other big bottled beer from Tatamagouche. It's actually the same in their, like, what they call it, the big bottled series or something like that, giant beer series. The next one is a much lower alcohol beer, but it's still in the big bottle. So I guess that's the titular giant beer. It's just like a lot of beer in a big bottle. So there we go. But yeah, I'll be back. Be good.